Good evening, fellow punters. It's nearly 7:25, and I can't wait for the half 7 race because I'm after getting a phone call. I have a low beam bulb gone on the car, and it's a horrible job, and he has to jack it up. The mechanic have to bring it over to him straight away, so I need to be over there before 8. So I'm rushing to get this up. I missed Liberated Lads race last night when I was doing it as well. And I forgot to look until I was putting on a bet, and I seen I had a bit of money. I had a score each way, and I'm at 6-1. So it's important. The surface of the horse for the horse, you see, is most important. We got off to a good start today with Sam's Adventure. Even though he's 11, he was a bit down in class, and former big he won the Tommy Whittle on the Hyder, and the farther the wind, the farther. I said on the turn for home, if he stays here, he's going to Stamina's going to kick in. So he won well. The other one in the second race, I thought we're on. I was listening to it and watching it sort of on the phone on the way for the kids, and he went 1-6 in running. I thought we were on the right one, finished second, and then I was listening to the other one, and the commentator said that Carbon K, what do you call him, was Carbon King was making a run on the rail. So I knew he didn't win, but I watched it back and I couldn't understand this, as the commentator could get it so wrong. I said, isn't he coming on the outside here? And then he dived for the rail. What on earth did he do that for? I have no idea. He had a straight run. If he didn't make it, why did he? I don't know. My old fella used to say years ago, when someone used to sort of piss him off, he used to say, well, the curse of God on you. Well, that's what I said exactly today. I said, the curse of God on you, what did you head for the rail for? Anyway, we've on to run as well tonight, shortly. I better get on with this. Tomorrow, the Thyestes chase is on. I've 2 picked out. The 3 miles one, there's only 4 favourites in the last 22 runnings since 2001. A lot of good horses. I backed Espanito Bello yesterday. I have a score each way, and I'm at 16-1. And he's into about 8. And he's laid out for the race, and he doesn't mind the soft ground. He's 8s, 9s there, and they're paying 5 and 6 places. And to tie in with that, the race that he should have won a couple of years ago, and the horse that won it was Coko Beach. And Coko Beach won this race 2 years ago. It was 16-1 earlier. I put a few pound each way on him. But he won this 2 years ago, and he was 6th in it last year. And if we look back quickly at last year's race, Longhouse Poet is actually going into Galmoy tomorrow. He's gearing up for the Grand National. But the first 5 horses there, none of them are running this year. And Coko Beach finished 6th. Now, he only carried 10 stone 11. He was rated 147. And he's 145 now. It just shows that it's not a good calibre race this year as last year. Because he was carrying 10 stone 11, and he's carrying 11 stone 6 tomorrow. And Ben Harvey has taken 5 off him. But he's a decent enough animal. Oh, that could be a boom. Would that be a boom? It's just gone 7:30. There's me 2. In the first race tomorrow in Gowran Park, there's a horse there, 6 hands in my pocket. I thought 2 would be enough, but he said 6 hands in my pocket. That's a lot of pockets going in, or a lot of hands going in. But this was third to Brookie in a maiden hurl. And Brookie were on a good race in a handicap hurl then in Leopardstown at Christmas. And probably if the last hurl was left in, could have won it. It was put up in the Stig that time. But it was first handicap hurl the last day. I marked him down as next time out, perhaps. Charlie O'Dwyer. It's an each way bet there at 7-1, 13-2. They're paying 5 places. something similar in the last race for anyone that's going racing tomorrow. I was studying this the last hour. Apologies for rushing now through this, but if I don't go over it, because he won't be free for another week, he said. But I thought Justicalism, or whatever you pronounce it. This lad won 2 races last year. He's only a 5-year-old, but he won 2 handicap hurdles last year as a 4-year-old. And he won off 106 and 112 in soft ground in Naas there the second time. Then he went up to 120 down along the line again. But the last day he stepped up and trip and he was second to Cadahorla. We were on Cadahorla that day, the big punt 11-4 into an odds-on shot. He went up a pound for that. Ben Harvey's taken 2 off him. He's a decent enough jockey, like, you know, it's an opportunity handicap. He's 12-1, 14-1, something like that. They're paying 4 places. I thought he might be an each way bet tomorrow in that race. There's in the 210 at Southwell, there's a horse here called Tylos. Horses that drive you light. That I was fuming today when I seen what that Gosson did on that jockey, whatever he was at. This one in November or in Wolverhampton. It was off for a good while then, and it came back last March. But just it seems to be better on the Goo. This was his first run after a long break the last time. And he got trapped on the turn. You won't see it here, and he makes a run for home. Then he just wasn't fully fit enough, and I thought the fitness level tomorrow he might bring him on a bit. Like he only gets tapped for toe in the latter end.
To be runners eligible. And Eagle Creek, they shape up for home, and Sunpower will turn with a useful advantage as they make their way towards.
That's him second from the right. Now he's on the right.
They come inside the final quarter mile. Barney's Bay puts in a run the near side. Tylos produced on the far side. Also still well there as they race to the final furlong. Prince of Bel-Air, not much between this quartet. Eligible making ground the far side with Dancing in the Woods. It's Tylos against that far rail. Eligible closing in. Prince of Bel-Air has every chance with Barney's Bay. Dancing in the Woods also staying on, but racing up towards the line is Tylos, but Eligible comes again, and once again from off the pace.
If he had got the run when he wanted to go for home, but he got blocked in, if you watch the whole lot of the race, I haven't time to show it now, that he had a shot tomorrow. And we have a bus horse tomorrow that I picked the last day in Sutherland. It was the foggy day, we couldn't see what went on, but it was a different surface. But he was right behind. He's a 10-1 shot again tomorrow. And he was right behind, but he should have won nearly that day against Sky Breeze. And Sky Breeze is 15-8 and 2-1. I think there's an awful disparity in the prices there, and he's £2 better off. If we have a quick look, like he has 3 times run of the surface in there, and he's in the yellow now, and he makes a bid for it, and he gets caught.
As they swing left-handed back towards the home straight inside the final 3 furlongs they come, and levelling up for home. Isle of Wolves has just about been sent on here. Bobbity towards the far side, right behind those Sky Breeze being asked to pick up. Peripatea trying to get going behind them. Gift of Raj towards the right. Hilden Lee on the left with Glittering Choice now trying to weave his way through his victory march, but they're inside the final 2. Still there, Isle of Wolves tackled by Glittering Choice to the near side. Sky Breeze is right there between horses. Hilden Lee's trying to go right over the top to the near side. Glittering Choice has just about hit the front, but Sky Breeze is battling away over on the far side. Hilden Lee towards the near side. Sky Breeze in front as they go inside the final half. Glittering Choice trying to wear down the leader, but Sky Breeze will go on to win for Ed Bethel and Holly Doyle. Back in second, Glittering Choice. Hilden Lee for...
With a better run tomorrow, Luke Morris is riding again back to that surface. He might be able to get placed at least anyway. I'm just after looking at the results. I see first Emperor won by 2 1/4 lengths at 9-4 favourite. I didn't get a chance to see it yet, but I will. But that just shows you that Carbon King cost a good few. I crossed doubles and trebles with the 4 of them today, and in each way lucky 15 as well. But if that third one had won, you see, you'd have the treble and 4 doubles. Anyway, I bet to get this in Dublin and going. We're heading for. I bet to get this done, and we're heading for in the morning. We're going around 9, heading for Gowran Park. Might bump into you if you. I see Mick Kinsella said he was going, and Robert Deegan. Kinsella better go to bed early tonight. Don't be on the sauce. Right, I'm getting a lift tomorrow, so I might be able to have a pint at the track. Bash the bookies, over and out.